Oh, man, there's some drama to get into. It is time for All Girls Final with Kasey, Afton, Courtney. One more episode next week, and then that's it.
That's it.
I won't have to not watch anymore. I did not watch last night. I'm just going to tell you that.
You didn't watch?
I didn't.
You didn't watch?
I was really tired, and I just didn't have the brain for it. And so I went back and found out all the things, and I'm so glad I didn't, because I'm very, very upset with how things shook out, to the point where, what's the point of next week?
That was the exact comment I made to Jack last night. I said, I don't even have anyone to root for.
Yes. I wrote in my notes after Deven's went home, I was like, we have a very strong possibility of just duds in the finale. And that's where we are, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Duds.
So was there any way this couldn't have happened?
I was thinking the same thing, because the big idea is that you want to take out all your greatest threats. Well, all the greatest threats are all the greatest people of all time. So then you get Aubry saying things like, I would like to take Rizo to the end because I know no one will vote for him. We hear this every season.
I think she's wrong, by the way.
That's a good take. We hear this every season, but then what do you get? You get Aubry's and Rizzo's and probably Joe's in the end.
Yep.
Who have all played the least interesting seasons.
I mean, Joe and Jonathan could not be more boring. I just cannot stomach the thought of seeing them sitting at a final tribal.
Right.
I mean, it just, to me, looks like next week, did you guys see what Jeff Probst, the big interview he just did?
No.
So, we've been talking for several podcasts about, the fans have told them that they didn't like that long thing with the country guy.
Yeah.
They didn't like, it was too long. They didn't like this. They didn't like that. They didn't like Billie Eilish, Boomerang Idol. He did a big interview and said they did not re-edit anything.
Really?
He said, that is not how we do it. He said, there's not one thing. He says, the producers did not re-edit anything. It's absolutely unequivocally false. We've changed nothing.
That's interesting. Do you believe it?
I don't know. He sounded listen, I don't know. You guys love Jeff Probst, and I think he's an incredible host. I do. I think, man, I can't even imagine anybody knowing that game better. But he talked about, in Survivor's early years, he started becoming disillusioned with the show, the early era of negativity. But then he took over as showrunner in 2010, and he said he made it his mission to reshape the franchise, moving away from the outright villains and steering the series toward more optimistic storytelling. Have you noticed this? Because it's really not an evil place.
No.
And in the very first season, there was some evil stuff.
Oh, for many seasons, yeah.
If you go back and watch old seasons, you can really tell the typecast. Like, they've picked Johnny Fairplay because he looks like a little snake, or like he's going to act like a snake. Or they chose certain people for the drama, for the this and the that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they brought in Russell Hance's nephew.
Right.
Because he came and blew things up and ended up almost getting kicked out, kind of, but really just getting like an instant vote out. They did a lot of that kind of stuff.
But it sounds like he evolved like I did in the same thing with radio. Like, I worked for a certain kind of show, and I became I'd outgrown it.
Yeah.
To where I was like, I can't stay on this kind of show for the rest of my life. It's not
healthy.
I'm not staying. I changed so much that the person I was at 22 was wildly different at 28, and I didn't want to be that person anymore, what it left on me.
Yeah.
And I think Jeff Probst being the host of this, also it was left on him.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
And I think there is a shift in the storytelling where you get a lot more of that narrative and kind of the backstory. And I think those things are good because it makes us care more about those players. However, where we've jumped the shark to an extent is all of the extra stuff that just kind of messes with the integrity of the game. Just kind of the basics of what made Survivor so good.
Yeah. So, so he's saying no, this did not happen. It doesn't matter what the fans say. This was not re-edited. But the other thing I saw, before you guys get into the nuts and bolts of the episode, and I'm curious about this too. So the the immunity idols, so important. People are really bothered that there weren't more immunity idols out
Agreed.
there for these people to find.
Agreed.
They were just the Billie Eilish boomerang, which then once those people were on, they couldn't boomerang.
It never got to
It
boomerang.
never worked.
Right.
But there, I guess in past seasons that you guys have been watching, there was always an opportunity for a Cirie that's not going to win an immunity challenge to find an idol out there.
Yes.
I had that thought this week with Rick Devens because he's an idol finding fiend. And I had the thought of, well, are there any out there? Because he's out there searching, kind of. But do they exist? We haven't seen any hidden immunity idols that didn't belong to Billie Eilish yet this season. We don't know if they're out there and they're just not finding them or if they're out there at all. And I think that's been really confusing for the fans.
And it always was before that once an idol is played, it goes back into circulation. It's back out in the jungle. So then it's like, you know, Rick's idol that he played, that should have been out floating around. So it felt like we kind of ruined that. Well, there's always a chance, to where it felt like I knew right away it was Deven's going home. I knew right away it was Cirie going home. Because there wasn't that last-ditch effort to find something in the jungle. Which always makes things more interesting.
But you know, you're going into those tribal councils knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's no way to save your favorite characters.
Nope. Nope. And to your question, you know, originally, was there a way to avoid this happening? You know, these two players getting voted out. I really think what we saw in this episode was Cirie's relationship with Rizo coming back to bite her. Because if she really did have Rizo the way she thought she did, and she had Tiff, and she could get Deven's,
they could have pulled it off.
They could have pulled it off. And so that, I think, is all, basically everything is Rizzo's fault. Like I've always said. That's what it all comes down to.
Biggest threat in the game gets voted out, and she says, well, really, it's Rizzo's fault.
I'm a little bitter. But I think,
the only two people he had alliances with, he backstabbed.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did.
He had an alliance with Cirie and Ozzy, the two strongest players.
Yes.
Him for the challenges, Cirie for her mental game.
Well, I have a lot to say about Rizzo this episode, so let's just dive in.
Go ahead.
That sounds good. Do you want to start at the top?
Yeah.
You know, we go back to camp, post the separate tribe voting thing. Everybody's back together. You know, Rizzo tells Cirie that Ozzy blew up their game. And so she wasn't really mad at him for voting Ozzy out. She was kind of, you know, just disappointed in Ozzy for putting everything out there. And I think she knew that at that point, that really was all Rizzo could do. I agree with that because Ozzy had already, you know, burned it to the ground.
And I was proud of Cirie's understanding in the way that she perceived that. She took it in and she was never, like, I'm sure at first in camp when they came back without Ozzy, it felt like a gut punch.
Yes.
But then once they had explained things to her, it seemed like she was quickly on their side and she would have done the same thing.
Yep, I agree. And then, you know, Rick starts looking for idols, but there's nothing and no really kind of hint of that. And everybody turns against Deven's pretty quickly at that point. You know, then we head to the immunity and reward challenge. Reward is barbecue. It's one of those balancing the letters on the... It was a cool challenge, I thought. I liked this one. But they were trying to spell immunity on the little thing.
And I think, remember last week when I mentioned that there was only one other time in history when Jeff called somebody out almost as the winner and they actually weren't? I said Hunter. I was thinking it was Hunter. It was Joe Hunter. Joe from this season had put his thing together, spelled it wrong, and that's why Camilla won. The dummy did it again.
Yes.
You'd think he would have learned from his mistake.
Oh, it was the same guy?
Same guy.
Yeah. Well, the first challenge is the one where they're spelling immunity, and Joe wins it. That's the first one. And, you know, he takes Cirie and Rizzo on the reward, which I thought was interesting. And then I really thought it was funny how all of the food eating got brought up at Tribal.
And so have you heard about Rizzo being ill?
No.
Because I've been watching, as I say, a lot of the press junket interviews with castaways who've been voted out. And a lot of people are mentioning the show is not showing Rizzo's health issues. Because I guess it's around this point in the season, he's been really ill. He's not been on any rewards until Joe chooses him. He's allergic to coconut, so he can't eat coconut while they're out there.
Oh, I didn't
he didn't
know
eat
that.
anything until the rice came along.
Oh, my God. And he's so skin and bones.
Yeah.
And apparently he had lost so much body weight that Cirie at some point over the last couple episodes had said, you know, more food is coming. I know that because of Rizo. This is what she was talking about. Because he was getting so small, production was getting nervous.
Oh.
And the other castaways were getting nervous. So they knew when the opportunity came up, Rizo needed to take it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right. And so I was a little confused last night at Tribal when Jonathan was like, well, you ate my chicken. Well,
Yeah.
you know,
He's like, you didn't eat it.
yeah.
But I guess that's maybe because he was sick.
Right. Anyway, I didn't know if you'd heard any
No,
of that
I hadn't
because
heard
I've
that.
also seen photos of him top of 49 versus him currently in season 50. And this kid looks like he's lost 60 pounds.
Oh,
He
my
didn't have
gosh.
60 pounds to lose.
No. And so a lot of people are curious, you know, is it a healthy choice for production to ask someone who's just completed an entire season to come back in 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Because
that's
your body just
rough.
hasn't had enough
Yeah.
time to bounce
Yeah,
back.
No kidding.
Anyway, go on. He goes on reward.
Yeah, so they go on reward, and then, you know, Rizzo, Cirie, and Joe are on their reward and, you know, ready to take Deven's out. But Tiff is really trying to flush Rizzo's idol. This is where I think this is Cirie's $1 million mistake.
Okay.
I think if she had gone along with Tiff to use Deven's and maybe Jonathan or maybe Aubry or somebody to at least either blindside Rizzo,
Yeah, why was he not being brought up?
because Cirie was protecting him. And so she didn't want to go for him because she just lost Ozzy, so she doesn't want to lose Rizzo too.
I think she has a better relationship with Tiff.
I do too. And I think this was her moment where she missed an opportunity to take out Rizzo before he could take her out. And so
And he's so cocky
yes.
that he wouldn't have known it.
No. I don't think he would have played
He
it.
would have never seen it coming.
No.
I cannot believe this kid's not played that idol.
I know. And
Yeah,
was
that-
this
that
his
is-
last chance?
That is cocky.
I think his next week is the official last
Oh,
chance.
is that right?
Okay.
Which is exactly what he did in season 49. He hung on to it for as long as he possibly could and still didn't play it so that his biggest, I guess, bullet point on his resume in the finale, he didn't go to the finale, but if he would have, it would have been, I had an idol from day one and I never had to use it because of my strategic social game, which I'm sure is the exact same thing he
Yes.
would say this year.
Yeah.
Yes. He's just so cocky with it. And that's so frustrating. But I think that was the moment for Cirie. And unfortunately, that was the moment for Deven's too. You know, he knew his back was up against the wall. I loved him at Tribal. I thought it was, you know, just very heartwarming. And, you know, he got really emotional. He played a shot in the dark. Of course, it didn't work. It's stupid. But he didn't have anything to lose. It was the
Yeah.
last opportunity to play shot in the dark. So you might as well go for it. But then, you know, such a classy exit from him. I loved his kind of departure moment.
Yeah, seeing him leave made me sad because I would have really loved for him to win. If he made his way into the finale, hands down, he would have won.
Yeah, because he brought you some of the best moments this year.
Yes.
He's a little off and crazy.
Yep.
He's like, there's something very, like, what is he gonna say?
Yes.
He makes that game fun, and he actually had a lot of joy playing the game.
He did, which I think was fun to see, that
Yeah.
he was just trying to be positive and have a good time and not take it all too seriously.
Said he got these 2 nothings, 3 if you count Aubry. Although she's, you know, I see her making more moves. All I see is Joe and Jonathan. I mean, at least they're winning challenges. That's the bummer.
I know.
Because like the Ciries of the world they need to win challenges. If you're going to be the best player, you got to have a little of both.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now, do you guys think, because I've been seeing this for weeks, and I haven't brought it up yet, but now that we're at the end, everybody's saying that they are giving Aubry the winner edit. Do you see that?
Lately, I've started to think that Aubrey's going to win.
Really?
Yeah.
They've been talking about it for a while. They're like, Aubrey's a lock. She's getting the edit, and she's making her big moves now. This is what it looks like with past winners.
So I noticed this last night, really, because, well, as we know, last week, we really saw her come out of her shell and save herself with the Ozzy situation. And then last night, I guess, who was taking credit for that? Jonathan, when they were like, oh,
Jonathan
Johnny
was.
or Ozzy's gone. Who did that? And Jonathan was like, yeah, it was me.
It was,
And then
yeah.
you see in Aubrey's interview, she's like, Jonathan's taking credit. However, this was 100% my move.
Yes.
That's something that I think production wants to plant in your brain so that whenever she goes to the finale, she whips it out and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that's right." So I think she goes to the finale.
I did like what she said at the end. I did see that when she was writing
CiRiz's
name down.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps.
I did too. I did just
It's like
now.
you're better than this person, that person.
Yes.
You're
And
the best
she's-
to ever play the game.
She's
Yeah.
so right. She said better than Sandra, who has won twice.
yeah,
Better than Tony, who has also won twice.
I think so.
And she's so right. Cirie is better than both of them.
Yeah,
And had she ever played with her before?
With Aubry?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe they played it at least once together before.
so he's got to have played with like everybody. This
Pretty
is what, her
much.
4th or 5th round.
I think 5th, they said.
Oh, and she's never won.
Never won. It's crazy. But part of that is because she's so good, no one wants to go to the end with her. I mean, you get it. And I will say, you know, Aubry, on her, I think it was her first season when she went to the finale with Michelle. Michelle is the survivor that I met in the airport after she won. I feel bad for Michelle because she gets hated on as a winner, but I agree with the takes that she wasn't a great winner. I felt like Aubry deserved that season a little bit more. And so Aubrey's playing from a place of like fear of getting that situation to happen to her again. And she is playing a good game. I don't think she started very strong. I think she's playing stronger now. And so if she's left with the choices that we have, if Tiff's not there,
Yeah, Tiff to me is
Tiff is who
going
I
to get
want.
the votes. Don't you think?
I don't think Tiff has a chance to make it unless she wins immunity.
Yeah, she's got to have at least one more big move in her because she didn't really come out the gates until merge, you know? Like,
Yeah.
we didn't see anything of her until Dee went home.
Right, it's true. But I mean, she's really playing a good game. I just wish that she had gotten more of her moves to come through for people to listen to her because I think it could have saved some other big players. Then we played challenge number 2. That's the one you're talking about, Kasey, where
Yeah.
they had to spell inconceivable.
Oh, yeah.
And Joe messed it up on his season and then did it again because it has to be spelled the right on the front and the back. And here's what is crazy to me. You know, they're helping each other, which you don't really see that very often on Survivor.
Whenever they stop working on their own challenge and they start fully supporting the person next to them, you know 100% it's because of a group effort
Yeah, they're a team.
to delete one person.
Yes, yes. And so Tiff, she ends up locking in and pulling out the win after being really behind. I was like, she doesn't stand a chance.
She fell really far behind, and every other person in that challenge turned to each other to say, you or you have to win this, and we're going to help you, all to make sure that she doesn't win.
Wow. So everybody's against her.
Yes,
They
but
all fumbled so hard and got so distracted, and Joe and Jonathan are terrible spellers that they couldn't spell out inconceivable, or at least didn't notice that the letters had to be the same on each side. And that gave Tiff the concentration and I think downtime to pull it out.
What shocked me was this is okay, they're not showing us this in the edit, you know, but it was very clear that everybody was working against Tiff, but Tiff was oblivious to that. And she mentioned she has ADHD, so when she has to concentrate, like she has to block everything else out.
Yeah.
And you could tell that's what she was doing. She was just totally focused. But I was like, well, surely she noticed and they're just not showing us that in the edit. No, Cirie told her, like, hey, everybody's coming for you.
Yeah.
If you hadn't won immunity today, it'd be you. And she was mind blown. Like, how did she miss that?
That was crazy to me
Yeah.
because as she was winning this challenge, I was saying out loud, if I was Tiff, I would be coming to camp with words.
Yes.
I'd be coming out blazing.
Yeah.
And she came out so soft.
Because
She had
didn't
no
even
idea.
notice.
Was it brought up in the votes?
No, it really wasn't brought up until Cirie finally, because Cirie said to Tiff, you know, they're coming for me. And Tiff's like, what? No, they're not. And she's like, yes, they are. As soon as you won, I knew they were coming to me. And Tiff's like, what are you talking about? And she said, they were going to vote you out if you didn't win today. And now they're coming for me. And it just, you could see Tiff's mind like just explode.
And there was there was nothing either one of them could do.
It was too late. Yeah.
like it would
was
have
too
been
late.
better for Cirie, for Tiff to lose.
Yes.
Totally.
Because they don't want Tiff to go because they know she's going to win challenges.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been one or the other. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's got a strong resume. She's played a good second half of the game, but I just thought that was very interesting that she didn't catch that. But what Aubry said afterwards was so right. She's like, why did I not just focus on my own puzzle and win it for myself? And it's like, yeah, why didn't you?
Right.
Like, you're smart. You can spell.
You're smarter than Joe and Jonathan.
She was telling them how to spell it.
Oh, that's
it's
crazy.
Like, Aubry, just do your puzzle.
Yeah.
Tell them to go take a hike.
She absolutely could have won. And then that alone, I think that would have added something to her resume.
Well, yeah, winning a challenge like that.
And then she would be off to the races. But yeah, I think that was a bad move on Aubry's part.
Yep.
Now, do you guys think that since two favorites in a lot of camps went home last night, that this $1 million fan thing was brought on because they knew that?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, the Sia thing with the...
Oh.
Now, I don't remember the last time they did the fan favorite Sia extra money vote thing. They had done it in the past, and then
I don't know how long it's been either. I'm going to look it up because I remember the first few years that she did it, and it was always really exciting to see her at the live finale presenting this award to somebody who didn't see it coming.
Yes.
But I didn't know she was still doing it.
Yeah, I think it was brought back for this. I don't know how long it's been not around. I don't know if they brought it back because this happened or not. But
Or they already had it planned.
Who
do you think wins the fan favorite?
I think it's got to be Cirie. Don't you think?
She gives it away
But Deven's made that pot $2 million.
Yeah, that's a great point. And Cirie did just win the Traders not that long ago and got a huge pot of money.
Yes.
I think it could go either. Those two are my likely locks.
I agree. I think, Aubry mentioned this in her, kind of confessional when she was talking about Cirie, like, this is why people love her. This is why you can't sit next to her. Like, because everyone loves her. Survivor fans love her. Maybe it was Jeff saying that. Like, everyone loves Cirie.
And he gave her a nice send-off, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, it was really sweet. Sia's award went out season 32 through 45. So we haven't seen it in about 5 seasons.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I mean, if you're going to bring it back, you bring it back for the 50th.
Right.
Definitely.
But yeah, I agree. I can't blame anybody for making the move to take out Cirie. I knew it had to happen, but it bummed me out. And I think it kind of bummed Jeff out, too.
It did.
I think he was like, God, this was her moment.
Yes.
This whole thing has to bum the producers out in general because,
they're so invested living it beside these people.
Yeah, and now you've got this giant season 50 finale.
Yeah, and it's lackluster.
4 out of the 5 people, you're just kind of like, womp, womp.
Yeah, if you had all the big heavy hitters still in there, what a must-see television finale.
Yes.
Now it's going to be 3 hours of just who cares?
I totally agree. And I want to hear your thoughts on Rizo. I cannot stomach the thought of Rizo winning this. He's played 1 season. He's calling himself a legend, an icon, the man, the myth, the legend, RizGod, baby. No, I don't want it. He's too arrogant. He needs to be knocked down several pegs. He does not deserve to call himself anywhere near a Cirie, an Ozzy, even a coach who drives everybody crazy. He was still, a better character to watch unfold. And so I just can't. But I think if Rizo goes to the end, I think Aubry thinks that people don't like him and he's annoying, and so he won't get the vote. I think she's underestimating him because.
Do you think Cirie's voting for him?
I think she might.
I think Cirie might.
I don't know if Ozzy will.
I don't think Ozzy
very,
will.
very hurt.
I think Dee probably would.
Mm-hmm.
I think Coach would, especially since Coach Watch Out and Rizo was like, "You changed my life."
Yes. Yes.
I think Rick Devens might. I don't know about Christian. That's 4 right there.
I think you're underestimating that people will say, well, I mean, he played a strong game. He aligned with strong people. He voted them out to make big moves when he needed to. So he played really strategically. I think he could get a lot of votes, and it's a mistake to think that he is a throwaway in a finale. He's not.
Do you think there's any way next week there's any immunity idols anywhere?
So next week will be the last chance to play one. I don't think there will be an opportunity to win one.
That's
just because
gonna
we're
be the
so down
challenge.
to the wire. Yeah.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. When it comes to Rizo, I think his character is super important because, like Aubry mentioned, to have all these old era people coming back, and especially just now they take up the jury. I think it's really important to have the new, young, naive person who somehow skated their way this far, and people have a bad taste in their mouth about them, and they've never seen his first season.
Right.
Like, there's still so much mystery around this kid, and what kind of game is he playing? Because what do you mean he was alliances with CiRizard and Ozzy? We're just now finding that out, and we got 5 people left. So I think that he could be a total threat, but at the same time, I don't even know if he's playing that hard. I think he's kind of just existing out there because everyone keeps looking past him.
I agree because they think he's a goat and not the goat, as in greatest of all time. They think he's, somebody that is terrible and that they can easily win sitting next to them.
The same way that people looked at Aubry up until probably this point.
Yes. Until the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. What did you guys write down for your odds-on favorite at the beginning of all of this?
At the beginning of our podcast?
Yes, to win Survivor.
I think I said CiRizard
Did you?
or Rick Devens.
I think I said Rick Devens.
All right, so now we're going into the last week. Out of the ones that we have left, Joe, Jonathan, Tiff, Aubry, and Rizo. How about me?
She
I'm
did
so
it.
proud
Didn't
of
even
you.
read them.
Didn't even think about it. This is part of my life now,
Yeah.
people.
I'm so proud.
Who's taking home the $2 million?
I think if Tiff goes, she gets it.
Nope, you got to pick one. You got to make a call right now.
I think it's Aubry because I think she stands a good chance to get into the final 3 and a good chance to sway votes, more so than like a Joe or a Jonathan.
I'm going with Jonathan.
Really?
Because up until this point, with CiRizard and Deven's gone, he's the only player that I can root for to have played a well-rounded game and winning
He has played a
challenges
good game.
He's tried to make moves.
and
You're right.
social
Well,
and strategy.
and he's got a lot of friends on the jury.
And he's got a lot of friends on the jury.
That's a good
And
point.
he sucks up.
Yeah, he does.
That's a fair point.
He's, as I was thinking about everyone last night and thinking to myself, I don't even care who wins. I thought, actually, you know what? I think I want Jonathan to win. Because as much as he's gotten under my skin this season, he's also really taken the game into his own hands.
He has. He's put himself out there. You're right.
A lot more strategy that we didn't see from him before, kind of showing that he's not just this giant man. He's like also a strategic thinker and he's played a decent social game. That's a great point, Kasey.
Thank you.
All right. We will. Who's winning the $1 million? Or
the Sia money?
Yeah.
From Sia?
CiRizard.
Sorry.
But why?
Because people just love her. I think Survivor fandom hates the fact that she is the best player to play and never win.
And they're going to award her that. But you Survivor fans are thinkers too.
Yeah.
So you can still love her, but you have to look at who. Is it just the people that are left now? Can they vote for somebody that's going to win the money too, maybe?
I think they take out.
Oh, Sia's award in the hands of the fans. That's what we're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, who's going to win the Sia money?
Oh, I see. I completely forgot that Sia's money was in the hands of the fans. In this sense, yeah, I'd say either CiRizard or Rick Devens is going to win it. And that's a good question, but I think it's anybody post-jury. It can be up for that award.
Okay.
Okay, so right now it's just the jury. Who's there right now?
I think so, yeah.
So those two are your odds-on favorites.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I do think fans appreciated the fun that Devens brought to the game. So
And I think everyone roots for CiRizard,
yes.
especially this time around.
I just started watching and I'm rooting for the girl.
I
Just
know.
how she just reads people.
I know. It's incredible.
It is incredible.
Yeah, she even last night, the way she was like, I could probably talk Jonathan into Aubry, and then she almost did.
Yes.
She just snakes her way around. She was made for it.
Yeah, she really was. All right, well, next week we'll find out who wins $2 million. That is an insane amount of money.
Now, Courtney, that's like a 3-hour commitment, the finale.
I know. I'm not watching that reunion.
Okay, you don't have to watch a reunion.
I can't either.
I'll be watching the reunion.
Thank
Okay.
you. Bring that knowledge with you.
Yeah.
All right, I will make sure I do it. I mean, I've watched some stuff. And I've been online reading
Yeah,
about
you really
stuff.
brought a lot to this.
You've been involved.
Yes, we respect it.
All right, so next week, all girls final. We'll find out who the big winner is.